guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another missing persons case for you, and before I get into this I want to let you know that I just do the same thing that you would do. I gather all the information that I can find on the case and just put it into one video. So there was limited information known on this case and I'm just doing the best that I could with it. So here we go. This case is on Jyrine Harris, and I do apologize if I do mispronounce names. I'll try my best. I get my name mispronounced all the time, so I understand. Again, this is on Jyrine Harris, and it's Jyrine. He was born December the 15th, 1999. He was 2 years old when he went missing, and he has brown hair and brown eyes. Now, he went missing on June the 23rd, 2002. He was last seen in his bed at 1 a.m. on the second floor of his house, his grandmother's house, on the 40th Street in Irvington, I think it's Irvington, yes, Irvington, New Jersey. His nicknames were Fat Boy, Fat Man, Pooh, and Papa Baba. He was cute little kid. I mean, look at him, he's just so adorable. A few of distinguishing markings on him were that he had a circular, I'm going to read this so I don't get it wrong. He had a circular scar on his inner right forearm, a scar on the inside of his upper left arm, a scar over his right eyebrow, and a birthmark on his lower back. Let's just kind of get into the specifics of the case. He was discovered missing around 2:30 a.m. on June the 23rd. He was last seen in his bed at 1 a.m. that same morning, just an hour and a half before. He wasn't reported missing until 5 a.m. after the family searched the entire house without ever finding him. So at 5 o'clock they called the police. And at the time of his disappearance, his teenage sister, I will say that wrong, and I do apologize, but his teenage older sister was downstairs watching TV with her boyfriend Gregory Jones McCrae, and in this house there were 8 other people and his grandmother, and his sister was one of them as well. So he lived with his sister and 8 other people and his grandmother. So there was a lot of people in this house, a lot of people of interest. Now, reason why he was with his grandmother, he was taken from his mother, Janet Harris, on May 31st, 2002, where she was arrested for the alleged abuse of Jyrine. At the time of his disappearance, he had a fractured right leg, and he also had previous fractures to his shoulder and his wrist. So they did arrest Janet, his mother, for possible abuse. So at the time of Jyrine's disappearance, his mother was in police custody. So she has basically been ruled out at this point because she was in police custody. And it was also later found out that Jyrine had a rare bone disease called osteogenesis imperfecta. And I may be saying that completely wrong, but it's a disease where your bones are very brittle and easily broken. So the charges against her were dropped in the fact that the injuries likely could come from this bone disease. You could basically get a broken bone from a simple diaper change. Okay, she once written a letter to a reporter that was covering the case for, more media coverage, and said that she could never possibly ever hurt Jyrine. That's understandable. I mean, it's your kid. I know there are a lot of bad people out there, but for some reason in this case, I just don't feel that is the case here. So there were 8 other people and his grandmother in this house. So he shared a room with his 4-year-old cousin. It was said that his 4-year-old cousin said that a Caucasian man and an African American man came in and abducted Jyrine. For some unknown reason, this was not followed up on so much. I guess they didn't put a lot of belief in the 4-year-old giving this statement. I mean, my 4-year-old, she does make up stories. I get that, but in cases, unless someone is feeding this to her, I don't think that really would be the case. I don't think that would be I don't think it should be ruled out, basically. Janet doesn't believe that he was abducted either, and authorities also don't believe this. So I'm assuming they kind of followed up on it. There was maybe no evidence supporting that he was abducted. I'm not certain on that. I didn't find any additional information in any evidence, really. There's nothing there. Jyrine's father was a heroin addict and not in the picture, so he, I guess, was automatically, in a way, ruled out. That's all the information I have. I couldn't find any other information. I couldn't get a hold of a police report or anything. It was lacking so much evidence. It's just frustrating. Okay, so this leads me into the theories. A lot of people, including Janet herself, the mother of Jyrine, believes that this is a cover-up for an accident that happened in the house. All of the people that were living in the house at the time of the accident have not been cleared. The sister's boyfriend, Gregory Jones McCrae, has not been cooperative at all in the investigation. He has not been charged. I'm assuming he's just a person of interest. It doesn't say that he's a suspect or anything. It's just he's not been cooperative, and that automatically, throws up a red flag. If you had nothing to do with it, what's the harm in helping look for the kid? It's so sad. It's not believed that he ran away, obviously. He's 2 years old, not really saying that he ran away. It's not believed that he, just walked away from the house because, one, he had a fractured right leg and it was in a cast from knee to toe, and his mobility was very, very limited. So it's not believed that he did leave on his own accord. It's that if that was the case, someone would have likely have seen this little kid walking or hobbling, I'm not sure if he could walk on the cast or not, around the streets. He was last seen wearing a Pampers diaper with the Muppets characters on it. And of course, the fractured leg had a cast on it from knee to toe with a writing on it that said, "Get well soon, fat boy." Now, like I said, those are some of his nicknames. Now, unfortunately, I'm just going to speak the truth here. This case is not well known for the simple fact of his race, the fact that his parents do not have money, and their social status. And I think that is complete BS. It is a missing child. Everyone should care. Media should cover it. And that's kind of why I am here, to try to give his family and himself a little voice to kind of find out what happened. Now, honestly, I didn't really want to cover this one because I felt more so that it's not going to be good news, in my opinion, if they do find him. I feel that he was possibly harmed or murdered in this, and nobody's coming forward. I really hope that's not the case, but that is kind of the reason why I did not want to cover it. I wanted to cover one that, in my opinion, that they could potentially be found alive. But unfortunately, I don't feel, like I said, in my opinion, that is the case here. And it's sad. But I wanted to give this little guy a voice out there, get his photo and get his name and get his information out there, so maybe someone could come forward. It doesn't get a lot of media coverage for the simple fact that he is an African-American male. It just angers me so much. The only volunteers that came out, aside from his relatives, were off-duty police officers. Typically when there's a missing child, the whole community comes together. I did read that this Irvington, New Jersey, was a rough city, a rough town to live in. I don't know the specifics on that. I know that there's just a lot of heavy crime rate. I think a lot of low-income families. In my opinion, that doesn't matter. A missing child is a missing child, regardless of, again, money, race, and social status. It was also around the same time, the same month, that Elizabeth Smart disappeared, and here she is getting a ton of media coverage. Kind of pushed Jyrine Harris off of the media coverage here. There wasn't a lot of, I didn't see, honestly, any news coverage on him. Typically I can find some on the cases, but I didn't see any. All I found were articles. Even the local news, I didn't see any coverage on it. There is, even despite the fact that there was a $20,000 reward, and there still may be a $20,000 reward put out by the Essex County Prosecutor's Office for information leading to Jyrine and his whereabouts or his body or anything like that. There's a $20,000 reward. Nobody's came forward. The phone never rings, they said, on this case. It's so sad, but I hope with all of the information that I provided, that maybe this will get put out there a little bit more and more people will see it, kind of like the Matthew Crocker case. Nobody knew about it, again, because of the social status and lack of money. It's so sad. I want to give these kids, these children, a voice here, but I'm only one person and I'm not a well-known YouTuber, so I'm doing the best that I can here. If you do know anything, I will post the information below for the Irvington Police Department, so you can contact them. Again, you can always call in to the tip line, and I will post that information as well. You can stay anonymous, just give the family answers. I know that they still have to be out there looking for him, even if no one else is. I know the detective is. I care about him. His family cares about him. The detectives care about him. There's somebody out there obviously knows, because maybe they slipped up and said something to someone at one point in time. Maybe his sister knows more. I don't know any of that information. All I know is that he was missing. Most people, including his mother and the authorities, believe that he wasn't abducted, but this is a cover-up for an accident that happened. Again, he had that brittle bone disease, maybe, and I don't know if it was they were playing around, playing too rough, and maybe something really bad happened and that was just a cover-up. It has been so many years. Somebody should come forward at this point. Now, that's all the theories that I have. That's all the information. That's all the evidence that I have. It's not a lot to go on, other than if he is still alive and out there, he does have this brittle bone disease, and he does have those scars on his inner arms, the circular scar on his inner right forearm, a scar on the inside of his upper left arm, a scar over his right eyebrow, and a birthmark on his lower back. Now, they did do the age progression up to, I think 2018 was the last one that I've come across. But if you know anyone that kind of looks like this kid, call in to the tip line. See, they can at least look into it if nothing else. Let's get this family answers. That's all that they're asking for. That's all that I'm asking for. But that's, again, all that I have on this. Not a lot, unfortunately, and it's so incredibly sad. So I will see you guys again next time. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to hit that like button, hit that like and the subscribe button, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any other future videos. And again, I will be continuing to do this probably once a month, if not more. I do enjoy it more than trying to find other things to record that I don't really enjoy. I just do it because I feel like some other people out there may enjoy it. But these I do enjoy. I don't enjoy that they exist. I enjoy covering them in hopes to get the word out there for them to be found, if that makes sense. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks.